All right. Hello, Chris. Good evening to you, Chris. We had a little snow today. It's been raining. Still a little bit more out there of snow, but it won't last long. Good evening, Chris. Just killing a little bit of time before go to bed. Chris, I'm sure that you've told me before, but what state do you live in? I'm in Illinois. Ohio. Okay. You're a little bit north and east of me. I think Bobby McNutt lives up in there. Well, hello, Ann. In Chicago. All right. And you want to come up on the panel twice in one day? Huh. Are you upstairs watching TV? I don't think so. I'm upstairs. Okay. Well, we got to get this figured out one of these days. Get you up here on the panel so they can see what you're made of. Chris, this is my sister, Ann Fulton. Hello, Dad Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Roy is down. You mean he fell down? Or he's downstairs? Or he's asleep? What do you mean he's down? Downstairs. Okay. I had a I had a time with that um, one video I made. I just titled it "Hot Tub," and they kept yellow flagging it. So I kept changing it, different wording. And finally, I just took off hot and had tub in the wintertime. And they turned it to green. Well, if you think it's going to be too slick, you holler, I'll come get you. Of course, I'm not going to go either. I hadn't seen the preacher out at all. And Karen, she went out there and made her a snowman. He didn't help her or nothing. Pretty much what I did today. Nothing. I know, but I wasn't through. Hello, Roseanne. Good evening, Rosanna. I know, but that snow was just right, and she started working a ball up and started rolling it to make a bigger ball. How's the snow? Well, it's melted. There's still some out there in the grass and what have you, but the sidewalks are pretty clear. And it's been raining, Rosanna. And Grizz, he's been trying to quit smoking. He's cut it way back. You got that right, Rosanna. That rain will take care of it. Old road. What old road? I thought you said you stayed home today. Yeah, she gonna miss the snow, Rosanna. I don't know, maybe 10 days or so. I finally got a hold of her today, and I guess they made it to the bed and breakfast, and then they're in Florida now, down in the Panhandle. No, if she had been here, she wouldn't have got out in it at all. Yeah, they drove. Well, they had planned on a certain day to leave, so they just lucked out that they missed the snow. She said it was raining down there when they was unloading the stuff. I couldn't hear her very good. She was on Gerald's cell phone, and she'd talk 2 or 3 words and it'd break up. She she talked like she had been into her I don't care pills. Hello, Karen, for you. Yeah, I went over to Sis's house last night. She fed me. Wow, 8 inches of snow. I shoveled a little bit of snow today just so I can get the hot tub open. Yeah, I think you said this morning it was pretty cold, like down to 8 or something. It was just right above freezing this morning. So it was pretty wet. Well, I'm proud of you. Are you close to Florida? I don't remember where you're at, Rosanna. 60 degrees. Well, about Christmas time, it was about 60 here. Oh, that's right. You told me that. Washington State. Well, I wouldn't think it was that warm there, but you're over to the west. close to California. I need to make me a cheat sheet, write down what state people's in so I can remember. I can't remember. There's so many people come through here. But when you told me Washington State, then I remember. Well, we usually get snow before this time of the year. But I'm not sorry that we didn't get a whole lot of snow. Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of, Rosanna. Well, you shouldn't have a hard time figuring out what my name is. Well, how did you get clear on the west side of the United States? Did a job take you there? That's a good idea, Karen. That is. Put a map on the wall, stick her name up there. I'm getting closer to getting rid of this cold. Yeah, he's been on his bed all day. There's John John. Well, that would be pretty good, Karen. Oh my, Rosanna, you've been everywhere. No, you think my head would spin after seeing all that? Uh, John, if I can get the friends thing to open up, every once in a while this thing just won't open up. Let's see. Okay, getting closer, John. Okay, John, check your email. I can't get the friends link to open. Well, that. Oh, you've got internet problems, John, or I've got internet problems. Okay, well, we'll just leave it alone then. But if you get it to working, too many people on Wi-Fi. If you get it to working, your link is in your email. I like that friends list, but sometimes it don't work. Then they'll fix it. He's in there on his bed. He's sleeping. He sleeps a lot. I'll go get him up before I go to bed here in a little bit. I've took him out several times to go to the bathroom today. Now, when I had his brother, they loved the snow, but Katie ain't so much crazy about it now. He's an old man. About like me, I don't care for it. I'll shovel me a little path. Oh, there's Alf. No, it ain't mine. I still got mine. No kidding, Nan. Well, Grizz. Oh, here comes John John. Almost.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, I swear to fucking God. Be right back. I gotta reset my Wi-Fi modem.
Cool. Now it's working.
I'm on my phone.
All right.
I'm gonna reset my Wi-Fi modem.
Oh, okay. There you go, Grizz. The Grizz, the friend thing don't work today. I can't get it to open. It just sits there and spin. So I sent your link to Grizzly or whatever your email is. Hello, Reef 169. Mr. Pickles. Is that a dog or a cat or? Okay, Ann. I'll talk at you tomorrow. All rise.
All rise. How's it going, Kim and John John?
Good. I'm just killing some time before we get to bed.
Yeah, I hear ya. Any word from Miss Pam?
Yep. I talked to her for a little bit. They're clear down in Florida in the Panhandle now.
Cool. Hey, Kim, before you hang up, when you hang up off this live stream, I want to chat with you in private about some smoking stuff, if you don't mind, off the live stream.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
About my smoking and stuff, it's anyway. I need to hear from somebody I trust on it.
Okay. You just tell me how to do it.
Just when you let me see here. Let me look at the deal. When you go on here, you have an option to shut down Hangouts, but you also have an option that just says end live stream on your computer. If you hang up the phone, if you hang up the phone connection, that shuts you all the way down. But there's another deal where you can just end live stream, but you're still on Hangouts. But if you do, either way, let me know. If we get disconnected, we'll still connect on Hangouts, or I can call you or something, or we'll work it on out at that point. Don't worry about it now.
Okay. But I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. I might learn something here. I see the red phone and then settings.
I would have to start a Hangout, I would have to start a Hangout so I can see it from your perspective. You're the creator of this Hangout, so I'm not going to see it the same.
Okay. All right. So how's things been going?
It's been going. I went down to a friend's house today, and he had a school marm that was by the power lines, and one of the school marms blew on out. So he ended up having the power company came on out and topped the other school marm on out. Well, we had to clean up the mess. So I went over to have them clean up some trees and got some wood lined up for me to bring over here to the mill to cut up. One of these days, that won't be a soon deal. That's how it went today. And then tomorrow I got to go over to another friend's house. He's got a peckerbull cherry tree. It's only maybe 10, 12 inches on the stump. But he told me that if I wanted to come out over there and take it on out, I could have all the wood. So that's something I'm dealing with tomorrow. And plus, he's got some redwood that we're going to look at if I want to take that on out and haul that redwood off. But I don't know about the redwood, but the cherry tree is definitely a for sure thing for me. And I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, are you going to mill it out, or will it be firewood?
The cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I will not be burning that. That'll be milled on out. Well, except for the little smaller chunk that, ain't no good for boards and stuff.
Right.
I think anything that I can salvage from the cherry wood will definitely be milled out.
Hello, Tim's World. I'm not neglecting to say hi to everybody. I seen you said hairballs, but I didn't get back to you.
Yeah, Rosanna, I tell you what, it's been pretty nice here in Oregon. I don't know. I mean, up there where you're at, was it pretty nice up there? I mean, it's chilly here, but it was pretty nice. One of these days, I got to meet Rosanna, and I got to meet up this spring, and my wife and my daughter, and we got to have a meetup, Rosanna.
What you doing? Yeah, she said it was 60 degrees there. Well, it was above freezing here, and we got that.
I don't think it only got up to in the low 50s here.
Okay. Well, we got a little bit of snow, about 3 inches, and it warmed up.
Yeah,
it rained some.
That poor boy out now. You should have gone over there. You should have volunteered to go grab your shovel and help them on out there on that sand pile.
Help who out?
That boy in the dump was trying to spread the sand that the gravel is at that intersection.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big duty.
I thought about, well, I got a shovel, but he didn't care. You know, he getting paid by the hour.
Well, if you had to give, if you had to taken the shovel and given it to him, it would have did no good. He would have just leaned on it anyway.
Oh, that's cool.
And you tell him I said that.
Well, I know this boy, and his aunt lives right across the driveway right here. Right here at this window, there's a driveway, and their house is right there. So, you know, it's a small world.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, "Do you want to be on YouTube?" He said, "No." I said, "You're going to be."
I heard that. I did hear that. You want to be on YouTube? Nope. You're going to be. And he didn't say no more about that. You know, we did. But I saw that. I got a kick out of that.
I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. You want to be on YouTube? Nope. Well, you're going to be.
When I did that, we went to that one festival. It's called the Chandelier Barn. There was a Santa Claus there. I said, "Well, hello, Santa." And I said, "You're going to be on YouTube." "You don't say." Yeah.
Oh, no.
Now, Rosanna, you start looking in your neck of the woods where I can camp on out or something. And when JD and Allie comes on out here and to where we can meet Howie and stuff, if you can come up with a great meeting place for us all to get together, keep in mind, you know, I don't like motels. I don't want to be around people. I'd rather camp on out. If we can be in, you know, in an environment close to where everybody wants to be, but I got to be in an environment where I'm away from people for camping on out. And I don't mind sleeping on the ground in a tent and wrap it up in a blanket or whatever. I don't care. But Rosanna, your area would be the ideal situation, and I would like to visit Washington again, especially if I could meet. Well, I know, but Howie lives up in Canada, way up in Canada, and Rosanna lives in Washington. You know, only about she's probably about 6-7 hours away from us, and Howie's probably another 4 hours. So I'm just thinking we met in Rosanna's area, somewhere in that vicinity. We could have meet up, and I'm sure there'd be several other people that show up too. I think it'd be awesome, and Howie's there, you know, in Rosanna's area for that meetup to meet up with Howie, and JD and Allie and everything. And I think that we could get JD and Allie to come down here.
Someday we can have one across the street.
Oh yeah, we'll have one someday here, but that's down the road a ways. But I mean, I would love.
John, how's work been going?
Pardon?
John here, he hadn't said anything. He hadn't had a chance. How's work?
Yeah, y'all been talking back and forth.
I know, but I want to include you.
Get in here, John.
It's been boring.
To talk to us about your work. Well, no, John, work isn't boring. Work is work.
Today was what? Today it was.
Not going the way you wanted it to?
No, I worked from 8 a.m. to 12:30.
4 hours.
4.5.
Okay, 4.5. That's one thing bad about places like that. They don't give you 8 hours a day where you can make any money.
One of our assistant managers quit.
Well, maybe you can get that. Maybe you can be assistant manager.
It all takes time, though, John. You know, perseverance, perseverance. Keep on pursuing your dream. It ain't going to be easy to start out with, but don't give up, John.
I like it. I'm not thinking in that way.
Well, put it this way, John. My life did not go as I perceived that when I was young, when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, where I perceived my life was going to go, it didn't go where I perceived it to go. It wasn't until I hit my 35, 40 years old before it started sinking on in of this is where I would really like it to go and this is what I can do with it. And where I perceived that I wanted it to go when I was, 17, 18, 20 years of age, and what has happened with my life has been two different things, John. That's part of growing on up. I wanted, John, to tell you the honest truth, I wanted to be a successful, rich, Donald Trump type of contractor, the highfalutin, to play the rigmarole. Now, I'll tell you what, I ain't never showed it, and I ain't never going to show it, but the type of work that I did was extremely custom. And I don't like to build up my ego here. I'm not trying to do that at all. But I did extreme custom, okay? And the demand for my work, the type of work that I did was extremely high. And it's not relevant for for the lifestyle that I live. But the work that I did was extremely difficult type of carpentry. I was very good at the difficult carpentry, the extreme difficult carpentry. And I'll take it one step further. I built a house for a trigonometry professor at OSU. And when I built his house, he tried to lay it on out in ways where even his draftsman couldn't draw it on up, how to make it work. I went in there and I made it work, and I showed it how to do it on math with him. And he asked me to go in and teach a class for him to show his students how stupid his students were in trigonometry class. And I did that class for him. This was like 25 years ago. But my point is, what we perceive and what we expect out of ourselves at a younger age and who we become is two different things. And you work with what you got. Work with what you got, John, because you got what it takes. You got a lot of knowledge, but you got to learn to work it, John. It doesn't matter to forget about the expectations. My younger years, I had this dream of what I wanted to become because that's what people expected me to become. But as I got older, I said, screw what other people wanted me to become. I want to be me.
Well, when I started working for the lumberyard, I was 18 years old. And I had no idea what I was going to do, 20, 30 years later. I was just working. And, I was making some big money. I was making $1.60 an hour. You tell people that, and they, well, I wouldn't work for that. Well, sorry, that's what the pay was. But anyhow, after I'd been there for 10, 20 years, you just kind of fall in a rut. And there wasn't any advancement, I mean, you was just there. And that lady her husband owned it, but she was the boss. She didn't care for me, I guess, because she passed me up for foreman about four or five different times. Finally, she sold the place, and they all left, and they had to make me foreman. They wasn't nobody else. So I was foreman the last 4 years of working.
Now, I'm just going to text in a message to Rosanna. I'll say it here. Rosanna, that sounds, that sounds awesome. That sounds great. As long as there ain't nobody else around or just a couple of people. I really don't handle very people very well.
Yes, we do.
But John,
You have a good night.
good night, Karen. John, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, but really look at it. Take an in-depth look of yourself. Make it work for you. And I'm going to tell you a story, John, and Kim, or anybody else who wants to hear it. My brother, he's older than me. He had a job at Heim Palm. It's a sawmill down in Redding, California. It got burned up in this last fire, but that's irrelevant. He had a job pulling the green chain there when he was in his real early 20s. And he didn't think there was any future with it. Pulling green chain at a sawmill, there was no future in it for him. And he was down there, and by the way, they smoked the hooch all the time. I mean, they were toking on out. Long story short, years later, now this was back in like 75, 76, 77 when he was pulling chain. And there was no future, but they pulled chain, and he worked the night shift, pulling chain all night long with his buddies. And they'd smoke the hooch. They'd smoke it, toke it, and get down with it. There was all a party life. But anyway, he didn't think there was no future in it. All it paid was minimum wage. And going to work with us in construction, he had a better opportunity. So he quit after working there, pulling chain for 5 years. He quit pulling chain at the sawmill. And he came to work with us, just like me, pounding nails, bending the nails back in your fingers, all that stuff. Well, now I'm 60 years of age, and my brother's 62 years of age. And this was back in the late 70s when he came to work with us, early 80s. My brother's still pounding nails, just smashing the thumbnails and stuff. And the guys that he was working with that had no future, they were just minimum wage green chain pullers. Those guys are running the sawmill. They're the top dogs. They're not the owners, but they are the big boss. I'm not talking about out in the yard bosses. I'm talking about up in the office boss, making the sales, making the arrangements for how much the orders and stuff. Tell the people down below them what they're going to do. So whatever our person, I guess my message is, wherever you're at today, make it work for you. The grass is always greener on the other side. So if you're thinking that the grass is greener on the other side of anything else, before you start looking at anything else, you dissect that. You dissect it and look at it. If you move on, you take a look at where you at, what your stance are, and what your potential is for growth, where you're at today in the company that you're at, and really take a look at what you think the potential of growth is at the new job. But when you look at the potential of growth at the new job, reduce it by at least 30%, because you're always going to overshoot your dreams on a new job. So reduce that potential, because the reality is that it's going to be reduced at least 30%.
Good story, Professor. But that's true. I agree.
Don't call me professor now. Those are fighting words. That's fighting words, Kim.
Well,
Don't call me professor ever.
You still can, with the knowledge you have.
Yeah, you got a lot of knowledge.
Oh man,
knowledge to be dangerous.
Rosanna says that's why just me, you, and Deanne, JD, and Alex. Oh man, Rosanna, that would be awesome for the five of us to sit around the fire. JD with his guitar, me with my mountain water, Allie with her cookies, my wife with her pumpkin pie. Rosanna, that would be some good times there. Now that is a video worth making. The five of us sitting at a fire.
If you do that, I would love to see a video of that.
If we do it, you'll see a video. And Kim, one of these days, we're going to get you and Miss Pam out here and by the fire too.
Well, I would love to. I really would.
Yeah, Kim, screw all your vacations and going on out there on that big cruise boat. Take a real vacation. Come on out here. Have some of the mountain water. Sit by the fire. Okay. You're diabetic. Forget the mountain water. Come out here. Let's enjoy the fire together. Forget the mountain. We don't need the mountain water.
Oh, I'd have to have a sip of it.
That'd be good for me. But it wouldn't be so much about that. Let's make it about the experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be fun.
And then we got to drag John into it too, so he can experience the stuff that we're talking about and get out of his computer games. We'll get him in the real. John, you got to join the real world. You got to sit down by a campfire, sit down, you hear the whole stories and stuff, and experience the shit with us.
Been there, done that.
No. You ain't done like what we're talking about. We're talking about Western style. We're talking about the cowboys and the Indians out here whooping it up, man. We're talking about sending the white man back home, back to the East Coast, back all the way to England.
No, where ancestors came from.
No, Rosanna, my little dog, he's not doing too good.
Oh no.
He's in his last stages. I just try to take care of him, make him comfortable, and feed and water him. And if he makes a mess, clean it up and try to get him out. Sometimes you can't wait, But do
me a favor, Cam, and give me a forewarning when something happens there, so I don't watch that video. Okay?
What video?
When something happens with him that he's no longer here.
Oh, I don't
give
know.
Me a forewarning. That's a video I don't like. Those are the videos I don't like.
I doubt if I would ever make that video other than saying,
okay,
something happened.
Yeah.
When Bob lost Marley, I think that's his name.
I quite honestly, I didn't watch those. I didn't watch those videos.
Well, it was a live stream. He was talking about it, and I got a hold of it and downloaded it so that I'd still have it. 15.
Yeah, I know I sound hardcore and stuff like that on animals and butchering and this and that. But the bottom line is, when it comes to pets, I don't like to, I don't like to really put, I can't handle that shit.
Well, when me and Pam met, I had 2 pickaninnies. And in 2014, which is about 4 years ago, right before I quit working, we had to put my old one down, which he was about 15 at that time. And then 2 weeks later had to put hers down. And Micro was, I think, he was 7, and he was the same age as Kate. So that don't add up right, but they was the same age. But anyhow, that was hard putting them down. And then I brought them out here and put them in the yard. So.
But the hardest thing that I went through was putting baby down. Well, no, I didn't even have to put her down. I mean, baby was our Springer Spaniel that we used to have. Yeah, and it was about Christmas time. And the deal was she was like 12 years of age. She was getting run down, arthritis, everything else. I won't give you the full story, but basically she had a lot of days where she couldn't get out of bed. Her last day, we get up in the morning, and I took her on out, and that morning she was just full of piss and vinegar. And I took her on outside to let her go potty, and she ran around the yard, chased the birds, and was just having a heyday. And this was just before Christmas. And Angela wanted to go shopping for mom, for Christmas and stuff. So that morning there, baby was doing really good on, she was full of piss and vinegar, and I thought, okay, I can walk up because she was my dog. I mean, she would follow me up, literally up an extension ladder, 2 stories up onto the roof on a 2-story house, up a ladder. I mean, she followed me everywhere. So anyway, this morning she's full of piss and vinegar. She's doing good, Me and Angela can go Christmas shopping for Deanne. So we took off, and we left baby with my wife. Big mistake on my part, I mean.
And I tried to get a hold of you.
Yeah, she tried to call.
And I sang her to sleep in there.
But anyway, when we got on home, she was gone. My wife held her while she were, and I wasn't here for it. But anyway, she was my dog, and she followed me everywhere. She was a great dog and smart. She was a genius dog. But you know what? Those last moments, I left her. She was out here chasing the birds running across the yard. And I come home, and she was gone. That was tough.
It was tough for not being here.
Oh, John fell off.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, John. Well, Grizz, it's tough. And I told Pam, I said, now, we've had 3 dogs when we met and we got married and everything. And I'm going to take care of them as long as I can, but I'm not having no more. I just can't, my heart can't take it.
Oh, I hear you.
You talk about being a baby. I'm a baby when it comes to a little animal because you can't explain to them, And when you have to take them to the vet, they can't handle it, and you have to put them down.
Yeah.
You can't explain to them what's going to happen. There's just nothing that you can do.
We had another dog that was a couple of years younger than Baby. Odie was a Shar Pei, and we had another dog, and even that one was very difficult for me. And that dog I got to be my wife and daughter's dog, but he ended up being my dog too. But that's neither. Yeah, he loved us all. So did Baby. That was. But the deal was, after those two dogs, I swore that I would never have another dog.
With that Shar Pei with that stray and how he pinned that salesman to the
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was sure. Odie, the Shar Pei, he was a hell of a watchdog. He was a protector for us.
In the house.
And I've never had a dog per se to I don't want a dog. I don't want to raise a dog to be our protector. I mean, a dog that's going to be a protector, to me, the best protector for a dog is the one that just comes naturally, is friendly to everybody, but he knows when to be a protector.
Be right back.
Hey, welcome back, John.
This one knew how to be a protector.
Be right back.
Okay.
Still having problems with my Wi-Fi.
Rosanna, your Yorkie's got probably another good 6 years anyway. I hope. Small dogs live longer. And I'm hoping to see your Yorkie one of these days.
I had to put Smokey down because he just hurt. Anytime you touched him, he was turning mean. He wasn't really mean, but he'd want to bite you because he didn't want you to touch him. It hurt him for you to pick him up. Now, Kate, you could pick him up by the tail or whatever you wanted to do. He don't care. He might yelp, but he won't growl or bite or anything. He's the best little dog. But when I get ready to take him out in the morning, I just go ahead and pick him up from the bed and carry him right on out the door and set him down.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I set him down, he goes. We don't worry about the grass. If we're outside on the concrete, that's fine. Not a problem. That carpet, it kind of plays heck with that carpet. Well, Grizz, it's 10 o'clock. I think I figured out how to do this. If I click on stop broadcast.
Yes, that's the one you want to do.
Okay. Rosanna, thank you for coming in here. I hope you guys all get together. It would be great. I would love to be there with you, but I'm not going to be able to. And as far as our vacations and what have you, as long as Kate's here, I'm not going nowhere. John, you're welcome. What happened?
Officially got back connected.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop the broadcast, John, and you're welcome to stay. Okay? So, Grizz, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to click on it.
Okay, well, hold on. I just want to say one more thing to Rosanna.
Okay.
Rosanna, I'm really looking forward to meeting up with you and your dog. I mean, this is going to be awesome. And you know what? Your dog's only 12 years old. My brother had his part Pomeranian and part what's the dog that Dean and Nancy's
It's called a pug.
I had a part pug. It lived to be 21 years of age. So keep the chin up, girl. I think your dog's going to be. It's got a number of years left.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's see how this works. Goodbye,
Okay.
Rosanna.